Commander ZaxTH flexed his chitinous claws as he reviewed the tactical display, his compound eyes gleaming with predatory satisfaction. The Kytherian Empire had spent 3 cycles conquering this spiral arm of the galaxy, and their reputation preceded them like a wave of terror. They were the apex predators of known space, evolved from the nightmare ecosystems of KYTH Prime, where every breath was earned through violence and every meal was claimed with blood. "Sir," his Lieutenant Vorth clicked nervously, mandibles chattering, "the new species has responded to our ultimatum." ZaxTH's thorax swelled with amusement. Another soft-bodied, water-dependent species ready to grovel for mercy. The galaxy was full of them, weak creatures from garden worlds who had never known true struggle. They would surrender like all the others, offering tribute in exchange for the privilege of continued existence under Kytherian rule. "Display their response," he commanded, settling back into his combat throne. The holographic projection flickered to life, showing a bipedal creature with pale, vulnerable skin and impossibly small sensory organs. No natural armor, no visible weapons, no obvious adaptations for survival. Yet something in its posture suggested confidence. "Greetings, Kytherian Empire," the creature spoke in passable galactic standard. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Navy. We've received your demand for surrender and tribute." ZaxTH leaned forward, intrigued despite himself. Most species cowered during first contact with the Kytherians. This one seemed almost casual. "We appreciate the offer," Chen continued, "but we'll have to decline. However, we'd be happy to discuss establishing proper diplomatic relations between our peoples. Perhaps you'd like to visit Earth? I think you'd find it educational." The bridge fell silent except for the nervous chittering of junior officers. ZaxTH felt his combat instincts flare. This was either supreme ignorance or supreme arrogance. Either way, it demanded a swift and brutal response. "Prepare the assault fleet," he growled. "We'll reduce their homeworld to slag as an example to others." 3 days later, the Kytherian warfleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the human system. ZaxTH studied the tactical display with growing confusion. The humans had positioned their defensive fleet directly around their homeworld, a beautiful blue marble that radiated life energy in every spectrum. "Sir," Vorth reported, "initial scans of the planet are unusual." "Define unusual." "The gravity is 1.3 times Kytherian standard. The atmospheric pressure would crush most species. The oxygen concentration is so high it would cause toxicity in most known biologics. And sir..." Vorth paused, mandibles clicking uncertainly. "The entire surface appears to be covered in what our xenobiology team is calling concentrated death zones." ZaxTH pulled up the detailed scans. His compound eyes widened as he absorbed the data. Vast oceans teeming with predators that could swallow a Kytherian whole. Landmasses where every ecosystem was locked in constant warfare, apex predators hunting other apex predators in an endless cycle of violence. Weather systems that could level cities. Geological activity that regularly reshaped continents. "How do they survive on that nightmare world?" he whispered. "That's just it, sir," Vorth replied. "They don't just survive. They thrive. Our long-range scans indicate a population of over 8 billion, spread across every continent and climate zone." The human fleet began moving toward them, sleek vessels that somehow radiated menace despite their smaller size. ZaxTH opened a communication channel. "Human Admiral Chen," he began, "I am Commander ZaxTH of the Kytherian 3rd Assault Fleet. You will surrender immediately or..." "Commander," Chen interrupted smoothly, "before we continue, I should mention that we've been monitoring your communications. Your translation protocols are quite good, but you keep using a word that doesn't translate properly. You call yourselves Deathworlders, yes? We are evolved from the deadliest planet in known space," ZaxTH declared proudly. "KYTH Prime, where only the strongest survive." Chen smiled, an expression that somehow managed to be more unsettling than a Kytherian threat display. "That's interesting. You see, we have a different definition of a death world. Our xenobiology teams classify KYTH Prime as what we'd call a conflict world, certainly dangerous by galactic standards, but fairly manageable. She gestured off-screen, and the display filled with images of Earth's ecosystems. ZaxTH felt his combat instincts screaming warnings as he watched massive creatures breach from alien seas, witnessed storms that dwarfed anything on KYTH Prime, observed predators that made Kytherian hunters look like scavengers. Earth, on the other hand, Chen continued conversationally, is what we classify as a Class 12 death world. The highest category in our system. We're actually quite curious about other species' homeworlds. Most of what you call death worlds we'd classify as pleasant garden spots suitable for retirement communities. The Kytherian fleet hung motionless in space as the implications sank in. These soft-looking bipeds had evolved on a world that made KYTH Prime look like a nursery. They had not merely survived but flourished in conditions that would kill most Kytherians within hours. Commander, Chen added, we're still interested in establishing diplomatic relations. But perhaps we should start with a cultural exchange. Would you like to visit one of our nature preserves? We have a lovely spot in Australia. It's one of our more gentle environments. ZaxTH looked at his tactical display, then at the images of Earth's nightmare ecosystems, then at the human admiral who spoke of Class 12 death worlds as casually as others discussed the weather. For the first time in his military career, Commander ZaxTH of the Kytherian Empire made a strategic decision based not on conquest, but on survival. Admiral Chen, he said carefully, perhaps we should discuss those diplomatic relations. Chen's smile widened, and ZaxTH suppressed a shudder. In that moment, he understood that the Kytherians had finally encountered something they had never believed possible, a species more adapted to violence and chaos than themselves. The galaxy, it seemed, had true Deathworlders after all.